Alright guys, we're back for our last video, and what we're going to be doing is just talking about perimeter and areas of similar figures this time. Okay, so we're going to have triangles, rectangles, squares, okay? So for the first one, right, we're given the theorem of perimeters and areas of similar theorem. So if the similarity ratio of two similar figures is a to b, or written as a fraction a over b, then the ratio of perimeters, so this is just a ratio, it's not the actual perimeter, okay, is a over b or a to b, however you want to write it, okay? And then the ratio of areas is a squared over b squared or a squared to b squared. Okay, so let's do this first one together. Remember, all of our ratios are going to be always the small over the big numbers, dealing with the small over the big. Okay, so they tell us that the area of a small triangle is 6. So the area of this one is 6. So we need to find the area of the big triangle. And the way we do that is we need to first write a proportion. Okay, so we're going to do big to small. So 4 to 8. Okay, I mean small to big. 4 to 8 and then 3 to 6. Right? But we don't need to do that in this case. So if I take 4 to 8, and I know if I divide by 4 to both sides, I get a half. So our ratio is going to be a half. Okay, but that's not our area yet. So we know the ratio of the perimeter is going to be this. Okay, remember that it's just A to B. So this is A to B. Okay, so is a half. Then the ratio of area, okay, we're going to do 1 squared over 2 squared because it's just squaring them. So we have 1 squared over 2 squared. 1 squared, 1 times 1 is 1, 2 times 2 is 4. Okay, so we have our two ratios, okay? So we're going to take our ratio area, because we're talking about area. Our ratio of area, so 1/4, okay, is going to be equal to 6 over, and we're just going to, you can make it x, 6 over x, 6 over a. I'm just going to put big A for area. Okay, then you're going to cross multiply, so we have 1 times a equals 4 times 6. So 1 times a is a. 4 times 6 is 24. So the area of the big triangle is 24. Okay, let's do the next one. So we have two squares. We have 8 and 20 are the measurements of the sides. So we know that they're squares, so we're going to do 8 over 20. Okay, if I divide both sides again by 4, I get 2 over 5. So that's going to be my ratio for this one. So the ratio of perimeter is 2 over 5. And the ratio of area, okay, is going to be 2 squared over 5 squared. So we get 4 over 25. Okay, this time they gave us the area of the big one. So remember, it's always small over big, small over big. Okay, so we're going to set this up. We're going to take our area ratio and equal it to, they gave us the big one, okay, which is 400, and this is the area of the small one. So we can put area, right, for the small. We're going to cross multiply, so we have 25 times A is equal to 4 times 400. So I have 25A is equal to 1600. Okay, I'm going to divide both sides by 25. Okay, solving for A. 1600 divided by 25 should give us 64. Okay, that's just what we're doing. Okay, so just take it step by step, and let's do these last two. So for these last two, we have rectangles now. So they give us the area of the small one. Okay, so we're taking a ratio. So we're going to do small over big. This is A, and this is B. So we have 14 over 21 right? And if I divide both sides by 7, I get 2/3. So the ratio of the perimeter is 2/3. Okay, and then I need to find the ratio of the area. So 2 squared over 3 squared, so I get 4/9. So I'm using 4/9, and then I'm given the small one, which goes up top, over the big one, right, which is missing. So again, we're cross multiplying, and we're going to solve. So I have 4 times A is equal to 9 times 28. So I get 4A is equal to, and then 9 times 8 is 252. Okay, we're divided by 4. A is equal to 252 divided by 4 is 63. Okay? Let me zoom just in just a tad. There you guys go. Probably see it a little bit better. Okay, the next one we're going to do is this last one. We're not really given pictures, and this one's going to be a bit different than what we've been doing. So we have the area of two similar triangles are 50 centimeters squared and 98 centimeters squared. They want to know what's the ratio of the perimeters. So we know A squared over B squared, right? We know that the area is 50 for that one, and then 98. Okay, so A squared over B squared is that. So what we're going to do is we're going to take the square root of A squared over B squared to find A over B. Okay, so we're going to take the square root of 50 over 98. Okay, which we can simplify to, if we divide both sides by 2, we get the square root of 25 over 49. Okay, and we know that we can make this into, whoa, let me redo that. So we have the square root of 25 over the square root of 49. We have two different square roots. The square root of 25 is 5, and the square root of 49 is 7. So we have 5 over 7 as our answer. So A over B is 5 over 7. Okay?